It's trying to go for a Joaquin Phoenix Joker laugh.
Oh, I see. I see.
More Jared Leto, that one, wouldn't it? Because he's like, yeah.
Hang on. I need to, without getting the sound in, I need to search up Joker laughs and somehow get it on the mic without.
Oh, speaking of Joker laughs, do you know who's playing the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play reboot?
With Jared Leto.
Mark Hamill.
What?
Mark Hamill's the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play reboot. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Can you imagine?
Jesus.
As much as, you know, hello,
Chucky.
audience, we'll be back to you in a second. But as much as the Child's Play reboot is unnecessary and stupid because the Chucky series is like still going,
yeah,
and then going into a TV series with Don Mancini and the original people.
Oh, TV series too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there's been like 7 films in total.
I know, yeah.
In it, but they've gone straight to DVD and made like loads of money. And like he's making a TV series that was going to be called Child's Play, but obviously because of the movie they've just called it Chucky.
Copyright.
They've just called it Chucky.
Yeah, okay.
It's weird because 2 different studios owning the rights. Because they own the rights to Child's Play, not Chucky, I think. The ones that are making the reboot. And Mark Hamill's the fucking voice of Chucky. Madness. Can you imagine like Batman the Animated Series Joker as Chucky?
But yeah, Luke Skywalker the Jedi being a little cursed horror doll. I mean, sign me up.
Speaking of little cursed horror dolls, welcome to Nerd Bible Podcast.
Yes.
With me, your captain of this marvelous ship.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Puns for days.
Jor-El
from Krypton.
Yes.
No,
or as Marlon Brando says, Krypton. Krypton. I'm gonna be a massive star. And when I say big, I mean, you know, fat. Bring me another steak. Mr. Brando, shouldn't you learn? You're like, just, you know, Krypton. That's what it's called, Krypton. You know, bring me another steak. I wipe my mouth with the script. I need a napkin.
God damn.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
Impressions for days.
Brando was residing in me. And Connor.
Yes, hello. Yes.
Not
the same Connor from last week. No.
What you just changed. You just like a copy. You're like...
Change, my dear.
Straight down the camera. And it seems not a moment too soon. Yeah. I was going to say a copy of yourself that lives underground, like in the movie Us. That is. Oh man, that's a good movie. Once Game of Thrones we are caught up on.
Exactly. Once life can restart for me,
then you can watch Get Out. Things. You know,
yeah, Get Out
now available on Netflix, and you can see Us because Us is wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we can see Pet Sematary because sometimes Dead is better.
Dead is better. Actually, I saw the original on Now TV, so I might watch that in the meantime of doing everything.
Really?
Yeah, the original is on there, so I might watch that.
Give it what it is. It's just for that line.
Okay, sometimes Dead is better.
Sometimes. That's the one thing I want John Lithgow to do, is just do it like that. But in the trailer he just goes, sometimes Dead is better. I was like...
Retcon.
I was like, no, can we just dub over? I don't even remember what the original guy's called. But anyway, welcome, as you've gathered, to the pointless witterings of Nerd Bible Podcast episode. Insert number here. 39.
I would say 39, yeah.
Oh, just like headbutt the pop filter.
You nose butted it.
Episode. We lost a subscriber, man. We
What?
went from 59 to 58, but we'll be back.
How?
I don't know.
You, random subscriber.
I've got a theory. It's probably Ed.
Maybe.
You might have tried to comment on something and realised that you cannot comment on these things anymore because you're a geek.
Oh, I did not know.
Sometimes unsubscribing's better.
Oh, but we're losing sheep. We're losing...
No, we only lost one.
But everyone matters.
Oh, everyone matters, but apart from the idiots that are jumping off this shit.
Unless your name's Edward.
We don't know it's him, so it's probably not him.
You can't speculate.
But I thought that's the most likely thing because we've stopped him commenting because he just comments stupid crap. But once I send Matt the file for the thing, once I know he's alive, like the script, that's the word
script
for that, the live action video, and then that'll come out and that'll bring us new people.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Because, sometimes subscribers are better.
Jeez. Everything's got to be better.
It's got to be better, damn it.
That's what we call this episode. Subscribers make us better.
Sometimes.
Sometimes ... makes us better.
Oh, they could have put that in Game of Thrones. Because like when Jon gets resurrected, he could have gone, sometimes dead is better. Because he really didn't want to come back. Spoilers for a
damn.
3-year-old season of Game of Thrones. 2016,
3 years old. Yeah.
Premiere of season 8 was yesterday in NYC. We'll get onto that.
About that today.
Yeah, we've read stuff. We've got news.
Yes.
I've been doing the thing of putting more colour on the thumbnails. I did some of the older ones.
Oh yes.
Have you checked them out?
Oh, I'm doing it on the air right now.
Because like some of them, like sometimes they put the wrong picture on. Because like there was one of them where we didn't talk about Marvel, and he put like Marvel as the image. So I'm now having to listen to them, figure out what we're talking about, and then put a picture.
Yeah.
But for the MCU recaps, I put like Avengers movie screenshots. Further back than them now. So I did like the 17 onwards was me. So did that one. Did that.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
I like that one of James Gunn.
Yeah, that's
it's even better now knowing that episode single-handedly made Disney
him back.
rehire.
Yeah, exactly. We were.
They're like, well, we weren't going to hire you, James, but we listened to 2 white guys in England talking about you. And I don't know where this voice came from.
Some real fanboys.
Because they thought sometimes James is better.
Everyone called James is better.
Oh man, imagine like I'd want that in like you know the cards like when you open them they just talk. I want a Pet Cemetery birthday card because it's my birthday.
Sometimes
in, like, 2 days.
Sometimes being 23 is better. Or being
it's a very specific card.
I don't know. Are you 23?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yes.
Of course you know.
I didn't, but yeah.
You did. Just pretend you knew. So at the point of recording this, it's 2 days from now. At the point that you're listening to this, hopefully when it comes out, it was 1 day ago. Yay! 23. I'm so done. Oh,
exactly.
Connor is calling me.
Oh. Well, I can't. I'm right here.
One second. Yeah, I'm going to answer this. You talk about one of your news bits. Go.
One of my news bits.
Hello. Hi.
I won't say anything until George exits the room. Like a dying Dalek.
What now?
He's a proper dying Dalek. Go, boy. Shoo.
I am...
Be free.
I'm just recording right now.
There, you're back.
Don't
worry, guys. You're back. George is back.
Sorry. Should have turned my phone off.
This article, yeah.
What did you talk about?
What I literally said was insert. I said insert article here because I said, don't worry, guys. I'm trying to find something to talk about.
I honestly thought you were talking about Article 50 or something.
No, I'm not that boring. Jeez. Who gives a damn about politics?
Oh yeah. In case people want to know about politics,
Brexit.
Watch the news.
Brexit. There you go. That's all you need to know. Just Brexit.
Brexit does mean Brexit.
Yeah.
Brexit. I saw an article saying that the EU voted for us to like have visa-free access or something. So that's good. Visa-free access to European. So that's good, I think.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. That's something.
But for the rest of you that listen to this for escapism, hello, I'm back. Sorry about that phone call.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut that out. No, you're gonna have to.
No, I'm gonna leave it in.
Why? Because if you just insert article here, I can't even remember what I said, but I was literally just going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Should we do the news because we're 8 minutes in?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So, try and think about the first thing that we were going to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, while scrolling for stuff to come up, but I mean, I know.
Cool. Look at my sound waves. I'm this close. It's so professional. You should be this close.
Professional.
There you go. It's like being on a Big Finish audio play. Should we make one?
Oh, please.
You could be Jamie, and I'll be Patrick Troughton.
Funny, I was listening to Jamie audio today.
Was you?
With Colin Baker, yeah.
Was it a short trip?
No, main range. They reunited.
Oh.
It was actually cool.
I don't think it's that bad. Look at Jamie's.
Jamie McClimmon.
Some trailers dropped this week.
Well, what are we starting with?
Should we start with certain joke or two or three? Joke. So
a joke. A killing joke, you might say.
Oh, Killing Joke is so overrated.
Overrated?
As a book, it's fine.
Overrated.
The animated feature was not nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. But
no,
anywho,
I agree with that, yeah.
Anywho, because it's got rape in it, and that's bad. Didn't know whether you like tutting or just like trying to pretend to eat. It's a bit insensitive there, Connor. Lovely.
Gotta give me some of that.
So, For those of you that know, we spoke about this many moons ago. I think episode 3 or 4, we talked about the Joker thing being announced.
Was it really that early on?
Yeah. We talked about it because Matt was like, I know you want to talk about something, and I was like, yeah, because I heard about this Joker movie that sounds weird. And
it must have been something that rolled over my head because I thought, I haven't heard of this, it can't be real.
Well, most of it rolls over our head, doesn't it? And then it just hits us in the face, and we're like, oh god, we're going to have to pay money to see this.
Yeah.
So, DC and Warner Brothers are releasing a movie titled Joker on October the 4th, I believe.
Yeah, they did. It said October.
It depicts the origin of the Joker. Not played by Jared Leto.
Yes! No!
But instead played by acclaimed actor Joaquin Phoenix. Very good actor. Very, very good. It was, I think, at one point up for consideration for Doctor Strange.
Oh, really?
Way back in early 2015, before the movie came out the next year. So, we spoke about it because it's basic an origin, but I believe it's not proper DCEU. But I think if it does well, they'll just make him the DCEU.
I think it's going to be like a Venom. I think it's going to be like in its.
It's the adjacent universe sort of thing, yeah. And everyone was like, Joaquin Phoenix. That's weird. Like, we didn't know nothing about this movie because it's like a Scorsese style sort of like heist weird thing, and everyone was like,
"Is it a heist film?"
It's like, apparently the Todd Phillips who directs it, who I think directed the Hangover trilogy. Describes. He said he doesn't really know how to describe it, but if he had to generalise it, he'd choose tragedy.
Yeah.
Because the Joker's famous thing is you're one bad day away from becoming me.
Yes.
And so things have gone on back and forth. We didn't really get much out of it. We got some set photos. We got a few like brief clips on Twitter and stuff that just that it didn't really show
much.
It literally just showed it like working in like purple suit, face paint, mask,
and
then like just just a long green hat and just literally no idea what this movie is about. Then the poster dropped 2 days ago and was like trailer tomorrow.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
and everyone lost their fucking minds.
Yeah,
I would say this is the successor to Heath Ledger we needed.
Yeah, sorry, Jared, but you're not quite.
I'm not sorry. He's a dick.
You're not quite cut for it.
Sending bullets to people on set of Suicide Squad. But anywho, yeah. So obviously got that appalling representation of the Joker in 2016 Suicide Squad. And then we got the trailer, and everyone's like, "Why does this look so good and like not look terrible?"
Well, because. I'll say it's Kevin Feige, but that's Marvel. Because who's the head of the DCEU? Zack Snyder.
They don't really no. They were sort of trying to make him the head like that, and with Christopher Nolan producing, but no.
But then they dropped out.
There's a guy that they want to make like the Kevin Feige, but I don't remember his name, and I don't really care.
Well, insert name here. He's no leader of the DCEU. It's literally just its own separate entity for now.
I think if it does well enough, you make Joaquin.
Put him in it, yeah. Say retcon Jared, make Suicide Squad like a flashback, and then
someone said like, are they adapting the 3 Joker storyline from the comics? Because you've got Leto, you've got Phoenix, and then you've got the one from Gotham. Like,
damn!
Imagine if that was like.
Damn. Oh well, I personally would like to see Cameron Monaghan. Is his name?
Have you seen him Have you seen the Gotham? Actual like full Joker trailer for the last 2 episodes of Gotham?
Yeah, I saw snippets of it today. Yeah, very creepy.
Yeah.
It's like Dark Knight Returns Joker.
Yeah.
Took inspiration.
Very sort of like weird and melty face. But
melty face. Onwards
and upwards. Yeah. So the trailer it's so like atmospheric
bizarre.
And dark, and like it's still we don't really know anything.
Creepy.
So it starts off with
funny.
Do they even say what the Joker's like the original guy's name is that he's playing?
No, because I don't think that's ever in any comic.
Well, in the original version of the Joker, it's like
he's just a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
and that's basically what it is in the trailer. But I don't think the original name of the Joker has ever been revealed.
It's got Robert De Niro in it.
Is it?
Yeah, okay. It follows Arthur Fleck, a failed stand-up comedian who was driven insane and turns to a life of crime and chaos.
What did you say his name was? Fleck?
Who? Arthur Fleck.
Arthur Fleck. Well, so that's Joker's name? Arthur Fleck?
There's probably one of them.
Right, okay. No, because I've never heard of Joker's...
He had a different name in Batman 1989, didn't he?
I can't remember what that was.
So
John
yeah,
Doe,
so it starts off with Arthur. He's going through some stuff. It's basically like focused on him and his life, like his mum told him like to always put on a happy face,
Yeah, that's right.
which
I
is
remember
sinister
that,
out of context. So
Yeah.
like him raised from a boy, and then he's got like clown makeup on, and he's a sign twirler. Gets like that stolen, gets beaten up in an alley.
Yeah.
He's on a subway ride home and starts maniacally laughing to himself on the train, and then getting
Which,
beaten
if I
up.
saw that, it would be a bit odd.
Yeah, just a man in full like clown
Yeah.
getup. Just like, always told me to put on a happy face. And then he says, I always thought my life was a tragedy.
Yeah.
And this is clearly at the point where like he's turned towards the Joker persona, goes, and now I get it, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Because basically, like the basic origin of the Joker is like from failed stand-up comedian, like life literally beats him down so much that he just like goes
Embraces
insane.
the madness.
Yeah, and becomes the clown prince of crime that we all know and sort of love.
Well, who doesn't love the Joker? Really?
Batman doesn't love him.
Oh, no.
Joker.
No. Never.
But I honestly think if Batfleck was staying, this would be a good matchup, like Joaquin
Oh, this
and
would be
Batfleck,
amazing. Yeah, if Ben
as
Affleck,
opposed to
yeah.
Leto and Batfleck, because
No.
but now the Batman's going to be too bloody young.
Yeah.
Well. I've been renewed, have I? Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a boy for a fence that maybe people are assuming is young Bruce Wayne, that he like
That'd be cool. Yeah.
like twists up his cheeks and makes him smile, and he's constantly doing that to himself, and then he's just like in the drab makeup where he's just like depressed, and it's just, you know, and it's a comedy, and then it's like Joker, October 4th.
Yeah.
This movie looks insane.
It was a very short trailer, but
I can't wait.
it sent a lot.
I cannot wait to consume this movie in all its glorious form and infinite majesty.
Mark Hamill reacts to the trailer.
Go on, what does he say? What does he say
What
live?
does he say?
Live, the new voice of Chucky.
He has voiced Joker since 1992's Batman the Animated Series. Blah 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 blah.
And then in various Arkham
give you
games
a-
and blah
yeah,
blah
don't
blah.
wanna give you
Don't
history
want to give you the
lesson.
spiel. What did he say?
He praised the film,
Mhm.
writing a diabolically delicious character, plus a superb actor, plus a brilliant writer/director equals yes please. He also added an emoji of a Joker playing card.
So he's happy.
This is
I'm
quote
happy.
on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I think everyone is ecstatic for this movie.
Yes,
and
please.
hopefully done right. It is going to be the movie. I think it's good, but it's one of my
The
most
movie.
anticipated movie of the year.
Oh, definitely.
Obviously, like Endgame's
Definitely.
up there, but it's like that's just because the scale.
It's-
But like for something else, because I was looking forward to Glass, and look how that turned out. Jesus Christ!
It broke me up like Game of Thrones. It broke me
It
up.
smashed you. Yes.
No,
That.
still damaged.
Shall we talk? Yeah. So Joker, we'll see that.
Oh yeah.
It looks great.
We might as well book it. If we can book the film
Everyone
now, we
can
might as
lust
well
their
book it.
blazing eyes. Yeah, speaking of films that you can book tickets for, now there was another first look trailer glimpse thing at
Thingy majig.
Avengers Endgame, little indie movie coming out like the end
Yeah,
of the
small
month.
scale, not quite Netflix level.
Yeah, it's a little budget thing, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, not a lot of CGI.
Not on the line,
you know.
not on the level of Spider-Man
Yeah,
or
we've
nothing.
got a few unknown actors in there,
Yeah.
just trying to get their first big
Some
break.
guy that looks like, what's his name? Robert Downey, Downhead Jr.
Robert Uppy Senior.
Robert Uppy Sr.
Yeah, the Avengers Endgame, the first look, because we had the one before, which was like the black and white from the Phase 1 origin movies, before them going whatever it takes, which is obviously the tagline. This one opens up much like the others in the aftermath. I'm assuming a lot later than it must be just after the Captain Marvel credit scene, because that's how he looked when the death toll was still being counted, which means it doesn't. That's like not long after Infinity, but he's shaved.
Yes.
America has
So it
shaved.
isn't. I don't think it'll be the beginning of the film. It'll be like, towards.
I think that'll be the first.
act.
Because that's from the first half hour.
So all that stuff today is from the first half. Damn.
Well, like the Captain Marvel thing is, as far as I know, and I'm assuming just because timeline wise, that's sort of, I don't know. It's 3 hours long. A lot's going to happen.
Too much.
And
Too much.
it's the original Avengers, including Hawkeye, who's got a sick tattoo sleeve, man. He's gnarly. Yeah, so no Happy Clint now. It's just like depressed Ronin, and
He's back, Clint.
I'm
Arrow.
I'm Green Arrow now.
Hawkman.
and-
Oh wait, that's wrong.
No, wrong franchise.
That
And then
is wrong. Yeah.
So they're all talking about, we're going into this short-handed. I think Bruce Banner says, and Rhodey's like, "Well, because he killed all of our friends," and it's that.
What makes you say that?
It's that Black Widow line again of, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try. Don't really see Ant-Man in this one.
No, I don't think he was in it at all.
No, I think no.
If he was an
one.
ant. If he was an ant, he was about that big.
Yeah. So then and you see. Obviously, there was a shot from previous trailers of them seeing someone or something arrive, and we obviously know that that's now Nebula and Tony, because you see Nebula with Rocket on the stairs, to the Milano or whatever the ship's called now.
Well, yeah.
And
why do you think it's changed?
Because the ship got blown up at the end of Guardians 1, and that was called the Milano.
So it'll be the blown up now. Blown up now.
No, because they rebuilt it, but it was a different ship. So I don't know if Quill named it something different.
Neil Lyle, no.
Yes. So, and then what happened was, Tony hugs Pepper. There's a big reunion. We see
happy days.
The Steve Rogers, Tony Stark reunion.
Yay! Finally.
Do you trust me? I do. And then they shake hands, which, like, in the cinema is going to make me cry. Because all this build-up since Civil War, and they're going to...
Phase
Well,
3.
the only reason they didn't win is because Tony and Steve weren't in the same place at the same time. Otherwise, they would have won.
Damn right.
Yes, so...
Phase 3 really has been their own downfall. All because of two selfish...
It even started in Phase 2, because they had that argument in Age of Ultron, didn't they? It's like, every time someone tries to win a war before it starts, innocent people die.
All of it is because of two big egos.
Isn't that why we fight? So we can end the fight, so we can go home? But, Steve's nothing without a fight, and this is his last rodeo.
No, he isn't.
So it is, because his contract's up, and he said he's done.
Last minute renewal.
No.
He'll change his mind.
Well, he's done everything with the character.
Chris, listen. Change your sodding mind.
He's done everything with the character he needs to, and so has Iron Man, and you want some stakes in this.
Yes.
Have him time travel back to Peggy, have Iron Man die heroically, sacrificing himself for everyone, having the ultimate journey from selfish git in Iron Man 1. And then that's why Peter's so depressed in Spider-Man Far From Home. Anyway...
Exactly, give him some character growth.
Yeah. He could be the Uncle Ben character. The character that...
Uncle Stark.
Sounds a bit rapey.
It kind of does, yeah. No.
Uncle Stark.
Stark.
Yeah, so then you see all the characters glory shot in the spaceship with Captain Marvel. And Thanos saying, you couldn't live with your own failure, and where did that bring you? Back to me. And he arrives almost like, it looks like a mix of Tesseract / the Bifrost, because like the beam coming down.
Yes.
And you see him in his armour, so he's obviously maybe weaker at that point, because maybe they've got rid of some stones, maybe they haven't. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe every stone.
But yeah, I'm so buzzed for this movie. Because then there's like the glory shot of them going after him, and like Steve getting back up, tightening the shield, going for it.
There was a week ago, the script got leaked or something. Not I read it. Like I say, the post-credits. I don't know if we did talk about it last week. But there was 3 post-credit scenes. Bits of the script got leaked. Oh, actually, it was kind of most, because they sort of said, like, Act 1 will be...
Yeah, I've seen loads of leaks, but we don't know what's real and what's false anymore, because there's so many conflicting ones.
Yeah.
We know that the Quantum Realm suits are confirmed from the last trailer, because they're doing the glory shot walking through the facility.
And even that leaked poster that you brought up episodes ago, which I did look at and think,
Oh, yeah.
I did sort of go,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Avengers Endgame drops April 25th. At midnight, obviously. They're doing a double bill showing of Infinity War and then Endgame straight after. Well, obviously with an interval, because they're not savages and we need to pee.
Yes, we are.
So if you want to waste, well, not waste. Why would I say waste?
Yeah,
if you want to go through the emotional turmoil of 5.5 hours of film, then we'll probably go.
We'll go for you. We'll
go.
We'll sacrifice ourselves,
and then we'll ask you why you're not subscribing.
We'll sacrifice ourselves for the community of Marvel.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
I'm so jazzed for this movie. Projected 850 million from its opening weekend.
How much did Infinity War get?
Infinity War 2.06 billion.
Billion? Oh damn! Not million.
One of only 4 movies in the $2 billion club, and I really want, judging by the projections, so by the second, like during its first week, that'll be over $1 billion.
Yeah, surely, without a doubt.
Especially because this is one of the biggest movies of the decade.
Oh yeah. Of all
I
time.
hope that this surpasses and becomes the highest grossing film of all time, just to knock Avatar off, because that movie, while
overrated.
it is so overrated.
Overrated.
The story's crap. Like for what a technical marvel it was, haha, Marvel 10 years ago.
Yes.
Like it's just boring.
I've only saw it the once.
Made 2.7 billion.
How? I mean, that fact still boggles me when I
It
still
does.
think about Avatar.
The mind, it boggles.
When I think Avatar, I think Legend of Aang, but I know that isn't in
Waterbender.
no one else's minds.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so as it stands, there's 4. Yes, so there's 4 films in the $2 billion club, which is Infinity War, Force Awakens, Titanic, and Avatar, and that is from
Force Awakens did that well.
Force Awakens did more than Infinity War.
Damn.
So it's from top down. Avatar, Titanic, Force Awakens, Infinity War is 2.7, 2.1, 2.068. 2.048 for Infinity War.
Okay.
5th, the highest grossing film of all time, is Jurassic World.
Damn, what the hell?
Then Avengers. Then Furious 7.
Uh-huh.
Then Age of Ultron.
Is Furious 7 the one where
Paul Walker,
died?
yeah, his last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron. Then Black Panther.
Okay.
And then rounding out the top 10 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say none of them films I can pretty much understand.
Honestly, if the projections are right, within like a month, it should make 2 billion. It should, because everyone in the world is going to go and see this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there is no doubt about it.
And people like us would go do a double bill.
Mm-hmm. And then see it again. And because Captain Marvel, I think, is still in cinemas. So, and that's the crossover you got with Infinity War, is you got that, and then people went, and because the Black Panther spiked again, like when Infinity War came out. So people went, because that was still like sort of wasn't on a lot. They went, oh well, let's go and see Black Panther again, and then we'd see Infinity War, which is what I think. Well, because I know what the basic plan for us is to like go and see all, like watch them all again, go see Captain Marvel, and then go and watch.
Yeah. See, I would if I had all the movies, but I mean, I'm just being selfish until they all come out in 4K. But I mean, they're on streaming services, but I just know with Infinity War I won't need to, because we're going to do it the night before, or an hour before the worldwide reveal.
I wonder how long the interval's going to be, because I'm going to need to pee, because...
Well, yeah, who
Well, Infinity War I don't mind missing any of, because I've seen it so many times.
Experienced it. Yeah.
Like, I want to see like the ending of that, and then like I am not moving from my seat for all of Endgame.
No. Do you think even they would show the credits, or do you think they would just skip the credits?
No, I think they'll show the credits. I think
scenes?
as soon as the credits go, like start, I will go like I'll
that's
leave.
That's when you'll pee.
Yeah. Because because there's not a scene until the very end of the credits.
Yeah.
So
yes.
You know.
And then straight away, without any delays.
No, I think no.
Bang.
No, I think they won't go. I think you're gonna have to give you a break. Just like cool, like because they did that. I think.
What, have you done double bills before?
I've done a double bill, but I don't remember what one, because they used to do a point where they would do like trilogy ones, like for
trilogy, Jesus.
Yeah, because there was a point where they were showing like 3 of them before, like I think it was with Iron Man. I think they did Iron Man 1, 2, and then 3.
Jesus.
Or it was
Jesus.
Or it was Avengers then Iron Man 3. There was something. There was loads.
God damn.
But they're doing all 22 films. God damn it. But so my point has escaped me once again.
Point of
life.
Of life.
Endgame jazzed as ball bags. We're gonna have to book a ticket to that soon, because apparently like everyone's just like on it.
Flooded it, yeah. Absolutely flooded.
I haven't done a like bang on the day as soon as it comes out since Winter Soldier with Matt in 2014.
I'm trying to think if I have, to be fair.
Some films I didn't even see in the cinema, because that's just me like going, I'll just watch it when it comes out, because I don't want to overdo myself. Like Black Panther I didn't see at the cinema. Black Panther I saw...
What home media release? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
I got it on 4K and just watched it then.
Okay.
I didn't watch Ant-Man either, the original Ant-Man. I watched that one, I got it on Blu-ray.
Okay. I say there was some that I missed in between, but then, like, at the moment, as soon as any Marvel film got announced, I'm just like, yeah, I'm watching it straight away.
Oh yeah, now I'm just like on
it. Regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, imagine they did a Ghost Rider, like, post.
I really want a Ghost Rider movie. Speaking when we were talking about making moolah,
Moolah.
Captain Marvel passed 1 billion.
Hey.
38th highest grossing movie of all time.
38th.
Yeah.
Okay. Still got a bit to go, but I mean, yeah, no, fine. Okay, it's up there. That's good.
I hope it makes a bit more.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
It's good. It's enjoyable. It's one of 2 Captain Marvel movies that are out this year.
And the other one should be higher.
Well, Shazam's not out yet.
It should be higher.
It's out when you're listening to this.
Ooh.
The future. But on
Yeah.
day of recording, it comes out fully tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go see that again. We can talk about it in spoilers later if we get time. Yeah, so money, Marvel, gonna make it. CinemaCon dropped a load of more footage. You've got the Hobbs and Shaw trailer, which I assume we'll get soon. The Fast and Furious spin-off. They've said that the stuff like Aliens and Kingsman and stuff like that, they still have plans to make through,
Obviously,
Disney-owned Fox now. So.
I see, yeah.
So franchises are not fully dead. Well, because Kingsman 3 comes out at some point this year. It's listed. It doesn't have a name,
Oh, right, that's promising.
but it's a prequel to the other ones, and then there's an actual Kingsman 3. So this one's set before
okay.
the first one, but then they're going to do an actual sequel with Taron Egerton,
Everyone,
like round out that
everyone in
trilogy.
it. Okay. Mm,
But yeah,
fair
so
enough.
it is what
That's
it
something. Yeah.
It is. What it is. Like first Kingsman was good. Second one was a bit crap.
Aliens as in, like, Aliens vs. Predator. I mean, they're trying
Not
to
Alien
follow
versus Predator.
Well, not
The
Aliens,
original Aliens.
Yeah. What, so are they trying to carry on from Covenant and Prometheus? Or is
Probably.
It just,
I don't know, because Covenant was just like.
a bombshell, apparently.
Well, it was like
No.
it had so much potential. Like with the trailers,
It
it was
did.
like, oh my god, it looks like a proper Alien movie again. They were like,
And then it
no,
weren't, yeah.
it's not.
No.
Speaking of a movie that was not what all it cracked up to be, Terminator's still going. Terminator: Dark Fate.
Yeah, I mean, that's news to me. I didn't know.
He'll be back. Get
Oh.
down. Get to the chopper.
Arnie will never die. Never.
Come with me if you want to live. Terminator: Dark Fate is
Dark
I know this one. 6th
Yeah, I've just googled it. Yeah, 6.
Sixth.
Yeah.
Third reboot.
Third reboot. Oh.
Yeah. Because Terminator Salvation was meant to start a new trilogy. I actually like Salvation.
So did I. Yeah, that's the one that got me introduced. And it got me introduced to Christian Bale.
Hmm.
So, I
And
like
his stupid rant. It's like, we're walking in my shot, man. For fuck's sake. Amateurs, man. Terminator Jenna shit.
I didn't see that.
I saw that and I regretted it. I only saw it because they're like, oh, Matt Smith's in it. He's going to have a really important part in this trilogy. And he played Skynet.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was good, but he was not. It was not the prince we were promised.
No.
He's also been promised to be in Star Wars 9. Like they were like, he's casting a really
Yeah.
important role, and then he came out and went, I have no
No.
idea if I'm in Star Wars.
I mean, that's great. Poor sod.
Mm.
But like I say, at least we know he's in Morbius.
He is in Morbius, and he will be in the Charles Manson movie, playing Charles Manson, which looks interesting and creepy and very Matt Smithy. And you know as me, man's a sucker for Matt Smith. So I'll feast my eyes on anything he's in. Anything.
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 Everything.
Yes. Terminator Genesis. It's got Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor.
Yay.
It will probably involve time travel and Terminators and
Yay.
Arnie being too old for this, but still being there.
Yay.
I'm done with Terminator.
Yeah.
Genesis let me down so much because it was like, it's Emilia Clarke.
The only real one I saw was Salvation. I like that one. I tried watching Terminator 1 a good couple years ago. I just could not get into it.
Oh, I love that one. Terminator 2 is one of the best films ever made.
Yeah. I just couldn't. I will rewatch them, but...
Terminator 3, not as bad as
No.
everyone says.
Oh, okay.
But there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Something that's, worse than you imagined, Connor, is we have...
Honda 9 on 2.0.
Some people may know, or may not know, if, they don't pay attention to what we say,
Right.
which is everyone. But we may be fans of a certain science fiction TV series produced by BBC Television.
Yes, but not... No, just don't say it, because I'm not a fan
So,
of... No.
Doctor Who,
No.
as people have heard us witter on about, that they're releasing,
If you haven't, then what are you doing?
re-releasing seasons in box sets on
Yes.
Blu-ray, significantly saving me some shelf room.
I mean, that's the only positive at the moment.
And we know that they've done two Tom Baker ones. They've done a Peter.
A Peter.
Um,
Blue Peter.
And we've debated whether like you just get all Tom out of the way, or you do that and then Tom, like you do first Doctor Tom, second Doctor Tom, third Doctor Tom. But
why?
Strangely enough, we haven't had an announcement for the next set. But listed on the site of it's on a forum that's got Doctor Who Blu-ray and DVD releases like 2019, and the dates to be confirmed. It says season 10, season 17. Season 26.
They're the three that keep getting brought up.
Yeah, because they were in an original arc, weren't they? Well, no, 17 wasn't, but 10 and 26 were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I know you particularly want two of those three.
Exactly.
You want.
But guess what, folks? I think, according to George's news, as he found out today, I think I'm going to get the one I don't want out of the three.
Yeah, so it says 10, 17, 26 yet to be confirmed, but it also says that there is confirmation of special features that Connor's covering his ears, but he knows the truth deep down. That special features have been recorded for seasons 17 and 26. So now you're at 50.
26?
Yeah.
I thought you just said it was 17.
No, 17 and 26, so not 10.
Oh, sorry, microphone. Therefore, there's still hope.
He punched his microphone in surprise.
Trying to knock
He's literally laying back like he's playing Sabak from as Donald Glover from Solo. Literally leaning back, just like and then he just punched the microphone. Yeah, so it's so now you've got 50-50 chance of it being one that you like. Because,
come on, McCoy, come on, he's got work to do. Come
on. Because someone put a poll up about those three, and someone who I assume is linked to the home media release of Doctor Who went, don't be surprised if there's an extra one that pops up somewhere else. Because they heavily suggested that season 10 was next. Like, don't be surprised if that pops up before anything else.
Okay.
But whether that's a red herring or not, we don't know.
Oh, they're all bloody red herrings at this rate.
I don't care which one it is.
No, as long as they just keep bringing them out, and it ain't going to be a 6-month gap like it was between 12 and 19.
Yeah, hopefully, I get given some for my birthday. But there's mainly done at Christmas. I get given them because I just give them the list. I'm like, fill them in for me, people that are related to me.
Please.
It's good. I got like 9 at Christmas.
Damn.
Really pinched out my Pertwee and got some Tom done.
So I can see you haven't got much Hartnell.
Hartnell I've got 4. Trout and I've got 3, and for Pertwee I have 15 out of 24.
Okay.
Not that I keep a list.
Who does these days?
I do, just so I know that I've got them all.
Any same person.
Because I started doing it like I'd get them like as I fancied them, but then I did. I thought I'll just be practical and just complete them doctor by doctor. Because I bought all of Trial of a Time Lord.
Yes.
This story's probably been said by me, and then I did all of season 22.
Yeah.
And obviously Twin Dilemma. So then I had Colin was the first one, and then I did all of Sylv, then all of Peter. Excuse me, and then Tom, because he's the bloody longest. That's all done now, and I've got
9 from Pertwee.
No, I've got 9 left for Pertwee. But if I suspect that I have Amazon vouchers coming on Saturday, and with the amount that I have
saved
that I have seen that is a possibility that I may get, it will leave me with 3 left because I'll use it to order the Peladon, the Dalek War box set, so them 2, and Planet of Spiders, and
something else. What Damon's?
What's the Death to the Daleks? So then that will complete
season 11.
That will complete season 11, 10, and 9.
Oh jeez, okay, you have thought it out.
Oh no, and I did another one, and then I found out I might be getting another one, so then I added Inferno, so which will make me. I will have Mind of.
Yeah, so what the hell don't you have?
I'll have Mind of Evil.
Yeah, so Mind of Evil, Inferno,
and Damon's will be the only 2 I'll have left.
Okay.
They'll be the only 2 I'll have left. Hopefully, come Saturday, Sunday.
They're good ones to end it on, really.
And then that's all of. So they're just 2 from season 8, and then I'm gonna just pick and choose because I know that how on Trout ain't gonna get touched re-release wise for a while, so that's more chill. So hopefully by the time I'm getting more of them, like a season 10's out or a season 26's out, so I've got you know,
Yeah,
more space.
Shelfage.
Because now what I'm doing is like I need to get a storage thing and put them in there because my mum does car boot. So I'll car boot them if all the seasons come out.
Yeah.
So then I'll have just the box sets.
Yes.
Because as much as I would love to own 2 copies of everything, it's not bloody practical. Which is why I sold like most of my Marvel stuff that I rebought on 4K to Matt.
See.
Yes. Anyway.
Yes.
We waited on about that for too long. Should we?
I'll just to sum it up from my perspective. That's why I haven't bought nothing. I mean, as hard as it is, if it weren't for the power of streaming, I would not be able to watch nothing. Literally at home, the Doctor Who DVDs are what I've owned really for the longest time. Apart from the very odd thing on Blu-ray that recently got remastered.
Yeah.
But that's why I do wait my bloody time for 4Ks.
Yeah. I like physical media.
Who doesn't?
Because, especially with stuff like games and that, like as much as like it's easy just to download the digital thing, like stuff with, like recently, like just for example, like the Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Hobbit games getting pulled from the store. Which is why physical media it shouldn't die off.
No.
Which is why I like having the physical thing, because then it's like when like years from now like stuff gets taken, like because I know that like the Netflix series they'll get taken off Netflix eventually.
Yes.
Like the all the Marvel stuff. So I'll get them. Like if they did like a nice big box set of all them. But you don't know if it's carrying on.
Assassin's Creed. Speaking of game removals, Assassin's Creed 3 had a remaster this week. I don't know if you kept up with it.
Yeah, you told me last week.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, but they've on Uplay and PC and Steam. They've removed the original Assassin's Creed 3 off of Steam and Uplay, so you can't even get awards for that game. Like I say, Uplay was a reward system, so anyone that if you did certain achievements or certain challenges, they give you Uplay points and you get like redeem your awards and you get cool shit. Yeah. But you can't for the original Assassin's Creed 3 because they've removed it from their servers. And in Steam, you can't get the game on Steam. You can only buy the remaster.
That is stupid. So like stuff like that. So yeah.
So I suspect consoles will be removed soon, like the original game. But yeah, game removals. Don't do it.
That's why you buy physical media for some stuff. Which is why I'm going to have to get a pre-owned copy of Lego Lord of the Rings, because I'm the Lego guy that perfects all the Lego games.
Yes.
I got Lego Batman, like the original. I remember playing it on PS3, like originally when that came out, 2008. Because my dad had it.
Ages ago.
And that didn't have trophies on it, but now it's got achievements on it. So I'm going through that. I'm breezing through it. Like the old ones, like as hard as they are to play and as much as like they are the most repetitive and tedious out of all of them, like the original Star Wars trilogy, the complete saga.
Yeah.
Because I got that because I fucking played the shit out of that when I was a kid. With that having achievement, it's like so hard for them ones because they're at least with like the new ones, like they're more open world. There's more variety of stuff to get, like especially like with the Marvel one was like races and stuff. So like you had stuff to like if you were bored of just doing the same thing. You'd go off and do something else.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, at least it's got the, because you do play it as the hero, play it as the villain. So I'm playing it as the villain. I think I've got like half the achievements already.
Okay.
I just need to go back through and
just finish it off.
Like, basically perfect it. Like find the red bricks and do all that stuff. It's hard, man. I hate going from
achievement hunter.
Oh, mate. Because like I'll always have a Lego game on the go because I know they're easy to perfect and at least playing the story the first time around, they're fun. But I hate going from one. Like I'd very rarely go from one straight into another because I've just spent like 20 million hours doing the same thing, and then it's like and start again. It's like
no.
So
computer says no.
After finishing the Harry Potter collection, finally, because I spaced that out with the 2 games, 2000G'd that bitch. Straight up done that perfecto. Perfecto Patronum.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll do them again on 360 because I hate myself that much. I gave it a bit of a break, and then went back to Battlefront, grinded that, got the final achievement in Battlefront 2, so I perfected that, and then I started Batman. And then I'll do Lego Hobbit is the one that.
Which Batman? You mean Telltale?
No, the Lego Batman, the first one. That's what I'm on now.
Yeah.
And then I'll do 2 and 3. I don't know about DC Superheroes. I don't know about Lego Worlds. Probably not Dimensions because Dimensions is just expensive. Because that's
it's well worth.
Yeah,
I mean,
for the quality and like the amount of cross like play appeal from like different franchises.
It really is, yeah.
But that is so much money.
It is.
So no, I'm not into that. I never played Skylanders because I had a life.
Oh yeah, no. Disney Infinity never touched it.
My sister had that, but she went off of it. She went off of it before Wave. She went off of it in Wave 1, like the start of Wave 2, so she didn't even get to the good bits with like Star Wars and the MCU.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Says it all though.
Yeah, it does, but yeah. But now that I bought Lego Hobbit years ago, because they always do a thing when like a new one comes out, they'll like make a sale in the store. Well, they always used to, like have all of them cheaper.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
But yeah, so I got Lego Hobbit ages ago, but I made the mistake of playing it right after I'd finished one. I think it was the Lego Movie video game. I played that and then tried to go straight into the Hobbit, and I was like, nah, never went back to it. Did like two levels, but I'm gonna like start from the beginning, go for it. I need to do the Lego Ninjago one, and I wish they'd done as much as they've already done the Lego Batman games. If they'd have done a Lego Batman movie game, it would have been so good.
It would have been perfect. But then again, you only get that in Dimensions.
They've done Ninjago, and I think they've done Lego Movie 2. So
yeah, that is a game that you can pre-order. Yeah, Lego Movie 2. Yeah.
This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. Shall we journey for the thing that everyone's come here? Go back to Westeros. For our
across the 7 seas
for
again.
our penultimate episode featuring Game of Thrones.
Yes.
The final season that was actually the same length that it should have been. Season 6. GOT. Thoughts?
GOT.
What do you think?
The start of the season, bloody perfection. I think it was either episode 4 or 5. Very slow middle for me. Because I wanted just things to speed up. I
thought it had a slow start, but then after like episode 3, it sort of just picked.
Yeah,
after John comes back, like, and then it all just kicks off because then it's like, and then he's doing this, and then everything's going on, and then
because he gets brought back, I think, at the end of episode 2, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. But you don't see him do anything. You don't even see him do anything in episode 3 because it takes him all that to just do anything. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, I've got to try and recap on the spot what bit I didn't like because there was just, I think, an episode or 2 which I thought was a little bit.
But you need, like I will say with all series, and this is why I defend like people who binge watch like the MCU stuff on Netflix that say, "Oh, it's too long, 13 episodes." If you have all action-packed episodes, then there is no development, which is why I don't like season 7 of Game of Thrones as much as I like other seasons. Because after, like with season 6, you'd have big action thing, like someone like resurrected, and then like slow, like a bit of like sort of like gives you time to breathe, and then like leaves you wanting like where is it, and then by the time you get to it, you appreciate it more.
I think that's the thing with me. I just wanted it too much because it was season 6, and because I'm used to the formula, I was just like, give me that things, you know.
Because it kicks off so much and so much happens. I think season 7, I don't think you'll be entirely happy with.
No, really?
I really wasn't.
But when I was reading into the research and stuff, because they basically made it shorter because of the lack of story content. But I mean, I don't know.
They had no story content for season 6. Season 6 was without any books, and they still did 10. And I think you could have got 10. Like,
a lot.
It's good. A lot happens in 7, and you just think a couple more episodes. Like if they had those last 3 episodes, it would have just fleshed out some points. You could have done neat little things with everything, and everything would have been like in a nice place. Instead, it's like season 7's like, oh, this happens, there's a rush, it's the end of the season, which is going to be worse for 6 because it's 6 episodes. No, 6, 8. It's going to be worse for season 8. But season 6 is what we're here for.
Yes. So the higher point. That I've been waiting for.
And the good thing is, like, there's not as many plot threads because everything's coming together. So
it really does, yeah.
We'll start with
who everyone's important this season. They don't. Yeah.
Well, the only thing we need to do is like King's Landing with Cersei, the North with Jon,
Jon Snow,
Daenerys in Essos.
Well, I suppose Daenerys, and then you've got Dario and Jorah.
Well, that's part of her story. That's part of her story, but
ish, yeah.
So there's only really 3 threads. I know 4. Arya. Shall we start with Arya Stark?
Get her out of the way.
Because she's the simplest one.
Exactly.
Not as a person. Maisie Williams is amazing. Did you see her interview when they're talking about New Mutants? Because she's in New Mutants, and because that keeps getting delayed.
Oh, of course.
And the quote was apparently who knows when the fuck that's coming out. don't think she's very happy.
Oh, I don't know who would be.
It's still meant to be coming out. It's still scheduled for this year,
Okay.
You know, it was meant to come out last year.
Not looking good.
No, it's not.
Amazing.
Okay,
Quick.
Arya. Last time we
Yes.
saw her, she was at the House of Black and White,
Bravos.
learning how to become
No one.
no one. A
No
girl
one.
lies.
Yeah.
So she's with Jack and Hagar and whatever that girl's name is.
Wave or something, because I googled it. Yeah. Wave.
Yeah, so she is still. She was blinded because she used one that she got revenge on someone on her list by using a mask from the Many-Faced God, and was made blind by Jaqen, and so she's begging on the street. Yeah, she stole her life from the Many-Faced God. So he's blinded her, so she's still blind. And then the girl comes and like beats her up with a stick every day.
And she did.
Until she learns, and then she's getting better, and then she gets given a second chance, gets given her eyesight back. That happens, I think, midway through the season. It's like episode 4 or something. She gets everything back.
3. I think it was episode 3.
It was like 3 or 4, something like that. Wasn't it? It was like early on, and so she gets it back. She gets given another chance. She has to kill an actress, Lady Crane.
Yes,
because they do another stage play pops up that is fictionalized events of the season.
Oh, the Five Kings, yeah.
It's like that, but it puts you know, there's obviously lies in it, like with all of them, because depending on what kingdom, it makes Joffrey look amazing.
Of course.
And like he was killed maliciously, and like it was Tyrion's fault. Yeah. It makes Ned look like a power mad person who was trying to get the throne. Richard E. Grant plays Tywin Lannister in the play, and it's
which is hilarious.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
There's a lot of fart jokes in it, but Lady Crane plays Cersei, and she's got an emotional speech, and Arya's tasked with poisoning her rum because she's the only one that drinks it, but she starts talking to Lady Crane and like learns that she's a nice person, like this, blah blah blah.
She doesn't want to take her life.
Yeah, doesn't want to, because the person who asked to do it, or like got Jaqen to get someone to do it, is the person who plays Sansa.
Yes.
Because she knows the speech and she's jealous of her being a better actress. Arya ultimately decides against killing, like she poisons it but then like smashes it and says, keep an eye on that one.
I think she wants you dead.
She wants you dead.
Yeah, she wants you dead.
Because sometimes dead is better.
No, not again.
Not again.
Not again. But yeah, so...
But yeah, so she does that, but then has Jaqen and what's her face after her, because now she has to, because that was her last chance, and she has to now die. And then
because she defied the Many-Faced God.
So she plans. So she now has money. She's gonna take a ship back home. She says like to this guy, like, I want a cabin. We leave at dawn. And she gets attacked and stabbed in the street. She escapes to Lady Crane, who then patches her up, looks after her. But then someone comes in, and Arya's woken up by the sound of like big clatter and bang.
Yeah,
goes out, sees Lady Crane like just dripping and bleeding, and because Waver's killed her.
Impaled.
It's like, and she says if you'd done your job, she wouldn't have suffered.
Yeah. It's bittersweet, really.
Yeah. So then she's chasing her, and it gets to a point Arya's still injured, like running the streets, and gets to a room with one candle in it.
That's it.
Like, and then she
blows out the candle.
She has needle in her hand, her sword, because she gets it back. She's like, no, I'm Arya. I'm not no one, but I'll use what I've learnt to go and kick some ass in Westeros. And as Wade comes into the room and closes the door, Arya just holds up needle and then just cuts the candle in half, and it goes black.
End of scene. Yeah.
And then you see like these drips of blood in the House of Black and White as Jaqen follows it to the wall with the many faces, and sees this blood dripping soaked face. And you pan up and you see its wave, and just Arya standing behind him, and and then he says like, a girl is now no one.
It's like, the girl is Arya Stark.
A girl is Arya Stark, and I'm going home.
And I'm going home, and I thought about blimmin' time.
So she's going to use what she's learnt. She's buggering off back to Westeros.
Finally.
With her money, with her sword, with her new silky skills.
Yeah,
so she's on her way.
Finally.
That's cool. Even though we took like 5 minutes to talk about that, that is literally all Arya does.
Yeah. But that's the thing, they do it over 10 episodes. Whereas if they did it during...
you don't really see, like, you see her being blind for a while, and then it's like, and let's give her something to do.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Then we get to, should we go King's Landing? So, Faith Militant and the High Sparrow have made that alliance with Tommen to bring the Church and the Crown into line.
Yeah.
Cersei's still not happy about that, so there's still a trial for her and Loras pending. Marjorie's still locked in the prison.
Nope.
But she's become repentant because she's got like.
She sees the ways of.
Well, no, because she got Tommen to agree to that thing, so then she is forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not on trial anymore, but she has to follow the rules of the church. She gets her grandmother Elena saying to go home.
Yeah. I don't need you, Mum, no more, Mother.
Well, no, but it's almost like she's captive because she leaves her like a drawing of a rose to like.
It's like
still
she's
me, but
playing
I have
along.
to do this.
Yeah, you see, it's
For
like
my
she's
husband.
just doing it to get in their good books, and then she's gonna have their own plan. Yeah.
No. Well, not just to get rid of, just to get him off her back because he's
Exactly.
a very convincing man, the High Sparrow.
Evil bastard.
But yeah, so Tommen's still being moany. They have to send Jamie off
Back
to
River Run.
Yeah, he sends to River Run to reclaim because the Tullys
Tully,
the Tullys own are the Lords of River Run, and Lord of Frey, after betraying everyone in the North because he's an old fool.
The little wedding, red wedding.
So Lord of Frey wants it back, like needs help. So they send Jamie to prison or send Jamie off to go and help with that. So he goes. I think he takes Bronn with him.
Yes.
Bronn's amazing.
Oh yeah, but he weren't in it this much.
Yeah.
This time.
Oh, but he's got stuff to do. As the old Brontosaurus. But we'll get back to Jamie later. So Tommen's still being a whiny little weasel. Cersei refuses to go to her own trial.
Yeah, because she's Cersei.
Yeah, because she was going to do the trial because it's a trial by combat and she's got the mountain.
And then that's when Tommen on behalf
abolish,
of it sort of declines it.
They abolish trial by combat because it's a brutish way.
Yes.
You know,
Let the
they need
gods
to be more
decide.
civilised. Yeah, so seven High Septons decide like basically like cult.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the trial for Loris who gets who has to give up his seat at Highgarden and his like heritage and his title and everything.
To restart, yeah.
Gets his hair cut off. Gets the 7-point star like carved into his head.
Yeah.
So he's like accepted, and they say we'll still trial Cersei even though she's not here. Tommen isn't allowed to leave his room by the mountain.
Yeah.
And he like wonders why. But then like the wildfire that we saw that was being built under there.
Since season 2.
Yes, in season 2.
Yeah.
You're no longer you're no longer making wildfire for my sister. You're making it for me, is what Tyrion says. Lancel Lannister and Pycelle get told about it, but Pycelle gets shanked by some little kids underground, which is good because I hated Pycelle.
Oh, exactly. I'm
So he's
surprised it
dead.
lasted as long.
So that means Maester Cohen?
Yeah, Kerwin. Yeah.
No, Maester Qyburn.
Yeah.
Maester Qyburn, the disgraced one that
Yeesh.
reanimated a dead mountainous zombie.
Yeah, we actually saw his face this time. Weird.
Yep, and
Weird.
he actually got a skin condition from that makeup, and like actually got like a big rash. Nearly died.
What, with the actual actor?
Yeah, the actual actor. So Lancel gets shanked as well, but then crawls to the wildfire that has candles in it, and then the candles burn down. And Marjorie goes, "She's not here. Even if she knew she got punished, she doesn't intend to uphold that punishment.
She's like, screw the old gods. We need to leave now. Aren't you listening to me?
Yeah, and then it's like really intense, like like the music, and then like the candle ignites the dragonfire. Lancel gets blasted.
Oh,
Then
completely.
goes all the way up underground, under the Septon, and then the Septon explodes. Like the High Sparrow, everyone inside the Septon dies.
He's dead.
Marjorie,
Probably
Loris,
the highest death count.
Marjorie's dad. Someone gets crushed by a bell that like gets flung out the tower. The High Sparrow's dead, and Cersei just watches, smirks, and drinks wine. And Tommen's just like,
good God.
oh dear, because his wife's dead. So and then there's a long shot on the window. You see him walk off, and then you hear him walk back. So he's taking the crown off, and then he just jumps out the window.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what to do anymore.
Poor old Tommy Tommen.
Which, the prophecy was true. All her kids will die, surrounded by gold. So now she has no children left.
No.
She is then crowned Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. The first queen.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
I believe so. And so that's when Jamie gets back. But we'll get back to that
Jamie.
later.
Yeah.
So back at River Run, where Jamie's been sent, he's really annoyed. Brienne has gone down there. Because after having spent time with Sat, it's weird because this you have to jump around because while
you
people are
kind of
there.
do, yeah, because everyone sort of starts to cross intertwine.
John was dead.
Sorry, guys, he was.
We'll go back to that.
Mm.
So Brienne obviously was with Sansa, like because obviously she swore like oath for Catelyn. Sansa obviously escaped with Theon at the end of
Reek.
at the end of last season. He's slowly becoming Theon again.
Yeah.
That's another. So it's like 5 stories. Because they have a bit to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so after they're escaping, we'll go into Reek and Theon now. So Rick Theon, after having gotten her to safety and escaping, goes back to the Iron Islands to his sister.
Goes home,
has a haircut, has a clean, gets all tidy again, and
finally.
But he still felt like, and so he's there for Yara because his sister wants to be the new leader of the Ironborn because Balon Greyjoy, her father, was thrown off a bridge by Euron Greyjoy.
Oh, Euron! What an annoying little nonce he is.
Oh, he's great.
Oh well.
Season 7, he's wicked. He literally just looks like a stupid, smug pirate bastard.
He is a pirate.
So, Balon's brother Euron has thrown Balon over, like to then become Queen of the Ironborn. King of the Ironborn. Sorry, Yara wants to become Queen because she's rightful heir. They're saying about Theon, and Theon does this rousing speech before Euron's like, "No, I'm doing this," and then I want to take these ships to the Dragon Queen, marry her. In so many words, he uses a bit more colourful language than that.
Yeah.
And then it's... so he's like, I'm going to take them over there. I'm going to marry Daenerys, and I'm going to come over, we're going to conquer the 7 Kingdoms. I'll give you the world.
Because I can.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Oh, exactly. It's all blasphemy.
So when they decide he has to be reborn through the sea, like he has to, like, what is dead may never die, they have to, like, basically, like, baptise him.
Yeah, in water, yeah.
While they're doing that, old Yara and Theon have gathered the
run away.
Gathered the people like loyal to them and like 1,000 of their ships, and they set sail for Daenerys.
For Marine.
Yes, and we will get back to that later. Sansa, having escaped, ends so she's with Brienne now, like, under her protection.
Finally.
They make their way north because that's where her brother Jon is.
Yes.
Well, he was until he was stabbed for the watch. So yeah, they find Jon dead. I think that's like the first scene of the series. Like,
it's him on the table.
It's Davos like finds him out in the snow, and it's just like, oh god, because he knows now Stannis is dead. So he's like, everyone's just dead.
He's like, what should we do?
So they get him in there because it was a mutiny. So they know that it was Alistair. The members of the Night's Watch law to Jon, including Ed, like they're in a room with Davos. They barricade themselves in, and Alistair says, like, if you have by nightfall for this, we'll let you go. Like, we won't harm you. Like, we'll let you all go. You can ride off.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And they know that it's like, he's lying. Like, as soon as we open that door, he's going to slaughter us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they send Ed off to like gather, like we need help. So they send Ed off to get the wildlings that Jon let through the wall. So he goes to Tormund, and just when all hope is lost, because they get Ghost as well, they get the direwolf.
Yeah, good old Ghost.
Just as Alice is about to like lay into them, like they storm through the castle, the wildlings kill a load of the traitor ones, and then capture the rest, and then they lock them in the cells like Alistair, Ollie, and all that ones that were instigators in like murdering their Lord Commander, because it is treason.
Yeah. It's a mutiny.
So then they get the Red Woman Melisandre, like, because they talked about, like, Davos, like, if you'd seen the things I've seen her do, you know, like, anything's possible. And they obviously, like, about, they mention Beric Dondarrion and Forrest of Muir. Like, he's the one, because he's the one that, like, he's the, like, legend of a priest that did it. And so she tries, like, some of the old magic, and it seems to not work until...
they all walk out of the room. It's typical, they all walk out of the room.
Yeah, a bit delayed, and then he gasps, comes back to life, and then he's in shock, tries to stand up, like he's all just sort of like, he was dead, because he says, like, there's nothing beyond
death.
Gets woken up, like, this is the Lord of Light, and he is the prince that was promised.
Not Stannis.
Because sometimes
I'm still surprised
that
Stannis. I'm still surprised Stannis was in the show as long as he was. I thought he would have got killed off like season 3 or 4, not 5. But
well, they've done sort of by season 5. It's like, we've done everything we can with Stannis.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Time to die.
Expendable.
another plot story because I forgot about Bran.
Yes, because he's back better than ever.
Oh yeah, he's back.
But stay
With
tuned.
a haircut. Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, so Jon, now resurrected, he's served out his sentence. Well, not his sentence, his oath was like, he'll give his life. He's like, I gave my life. They stabbed me, my own brothers. How can I do that?
It was a mutiny.
It's like, where will you go? You can't leave us knowing what's coming. But like, they know that Jon's not just going to run away.
No.
So,
but he was at one point going to pack up and go.
Yeah, so what he does is he hangs the traitors, and then...
Yeah. That was a moment.
And now I rest. Like, he kills them, and then says, like, you know what, I'm done, because I served out, I gave my life, so that's me done. I can get out of the Night's Watch, because legally, I did die.
His vow. Yeah. He served his
fulfilled my vows.
watch.
Like, he gives his coat to Ed and says, wear it, burn it.
Do whatever you like with
Do
it.
whatever you like with it.
I'm going home.
My watch is ended.
Yeah, my watch is ended, that's what he says, yeah.
And then, like, just as he's packing up, he rides through the door, but Sansa with Brienne and Podrick. And there's that sweet moment where they see each other, they just run and hug each other because they haven't seen each other since season 1.
6 seasons worth of hugging is all in one moment.
And they talk about like all the good old times, like father and stuff, and they're like, you know, I'm sorry for what I was like as a kid. He's like, well, I can't have been much better sulking in the corner the whole time. Even make jokes about Jon Snow brooding from Jon Snow. And they decide that they need to take back Winterfell because that's the only place they can go because they have to stick together.
It's their home.
It's their home. So they start gathering an army. They have 2,000 fighters from the wildlings that can.
Yeah.
Because they owe their life to Jon, and Tormund's great this season. He's
he was
going to follow you.
Tormund's epic.
He's like, yes, he's like, they're the ones that can fight for you, and then they go to try and like bring some of the northern houses together. I
can't think of their names though.
The Mormonts, the Karstarks and the Umbers are like aligned with Ramsay and stuff like that. Glover says no. The Manderleys say no.
Yeah.
So they get like 62 people from Bear Island. Because Lady Lyanna Mormont is great.
Oh, little girl Mormont, yeah.
Because she's the
daughter of
the cousin of
Jorah. Jorah. Or Jorah. Who's
Jorah?
Jorah is in...
Jorah and her... Jorah, like, can you see me now, Khaleesi, is her cousin. Her uncle is Jor.
The one who was the original captain.
Yeah, the original Lord Commander, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I served with him, and there's like, she goes, enough of the small talk. And then, like...
yeah, why are you here?
And she, like, is convinced by Davos, like, saying that, like, all this, like, he does a great speech, like, how, you know, what I've seen, what's happened, like, and then she says, we've been loyal to the Starks for 1,000 years. We will not break faith today.
Yeah,
and then they're like,
yes.
How many fighting men can we expect? And she goes, 62.
Yeah, and he's kind of going to go.
It's better than nothing. They get a few hundred people from like a couple of other the smaller northern houses. But they're really struggling for numbers.
Yeah.
She talks to Sansa meets with Baelish, and
Littlefinger,
and finds out about like
Lady Sansa.
Lady Sansa.
Yeah, that's it. Sansa.
What I've learned from my time in Westeros. Is that I'm a git. So he says keeps like I didn't know about you and like the bolt and what Roose and
I didn't know what Ramsay would do, Sansa.
I didn't know how they would treat you, Sansa.
I'm sorry. Will you forgive me?
If you want me to die, then I die.
Yeah. So I never want to see you again.
Yeah. So like he says like he'll help her, like I'll pledge allegiance to you, and she goes, you pledged allegiance to many houses, like it doesn't matter, like that means nothing.
I know
to
you
me.
use them.
So he's saying like he'll help with the Knights of the Vale, but she initially rejects and sends Brienne down to Jaime
to secure Tully.
To secure the Tully army because that's her great uncle.
Yes.
Her uncle, the Blackfish. Because so Walder has kept Edmure Tully, who married his daughter instead of Rob at the Red Wedding. So
back
captured him.
3,
yeah. Who apparently him and his wife had a son, but he's never got to meet him because he's been like captivity. When Jaime was sent down to like take command of the siege, he like says like no, feed him, clothe him, blah blah blah. He meets with the Blackfish.
Yeah.
Like they don't have the men to like withstand it. And he says, I was born in this castle, I'm ready to die in it. It's my ancestral home.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
He says, thank you, but no.
And he lets Brienne in because, they're friends. And he says, like, and she says, like, she's here to secure, like, if I get him to say, like, he'll give up the castle, you will let him give him safe passage north to help fight with us for Winterfell. Like, yeah, I'll do that. She goes in to talk to him, and he's like, no, like as much as he wants to, this is his home. Like, and he's like, I understand that she wants to go home, but this is my home. I can't just give this up.
Fair enough.
And he helps them escape when the Lannister forces infiltrate, because they send Edmure in, who's the lord of rightful lord. And he says, open the gate, let them in. Like, basically gets them in to give it up. And she's like, you'll be much better used to Sansa. And he goes, nah, you'll do much better than I ever could. Like, he says that to Brienne, lets them sail off to safety. And he says, I haven't had a good sword fight, I'll probably embarrass myself. And he dies fighting the Lannister rebels. Podrick and Brienne then escape, and Jaime sees her from the bridge, and they wave to each other because there's a deep friendship. She even tries to give him an oathbreaker the sword back and says, no, it's yours. It's always yours.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Like, that's why I still want them both to be alive, because they've just got to get together. I mean,
I love Brienne and Jaime. Like, I love how much, like, when you look at the journeys, Jaime has grown up so much. And if you look at where he ends on season 7, he is really grown up.
No, but then when the way he talks to Edmure, it's like, oh, I'll just do anything for my sister. If it means conquering the castle, it's almost like
means killing every Tully in sight. Yeah, because he's crazy. Because as much as their relationship is disgusting and wrong, like they do genuinely love and care about each other.
Oh no, but that's when I think,
that's the only thing that he's done that's immature, because it's still sort of him just going like, this is the only reason I'm here, is just to get this done.
He's like 90% good in it, but as soon as every scene with him, I want to get back to my fucking sister, my family, I just think, no, Jamie, you're past that, Just be with Brienne.
It's almost like he's like, no, this is what I'm doing, because it's almost like he's convincing himself.
Exactly.
But then he waves her off, they go, the Tullys, no more River Run back under control of the Freys, which they celebrate in a big feast. Jaime and then Bronn ride back to King's Landing to see the ruin of the Sept Baelor, and just in time to see Cersei being crowned Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
So that's sort of all for that. Brienne then rides back to Sansa, saying that she failed.
Yes.
They don't have a big... I think they've got half of the army of Ramsay and that. But we get back to that, because as we cross... Actually, no, should we go...
Where are we going?
No, we'll have to cross the sea, because Bran and Jon storyline...
They do intertwine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yes.
So to Daenerys.
So over to Daenerys. So, obviously, she went missing, ended up with the Khalasar... having to stay with the widows of all the cows after they discover she was Khal Drogo's widow. It's almost like a prison camp for just all of the wives in one thing. They're just like, you're not allowed to leave.
Back with the Dothraki. It's funny that she started off there and now she's back there.
Yeah, and then she's like, none of you are fit to lead the Dothraki, but I am. And then burns, like, because Dario and Jorah we're tracking her, they find her at Vaes Dothrak. Like, they sneak in and, like, say to her, like, she's like, we'll never fight our way out alive, because there's like just thousands of them. So like when going to the leader's tent, then she burns down the tent with them inside, like locks the door, and she just walks out as the unburnt, and all of them just bow to her, including Dario and Jorah.
Beautiful moment. Yeah.
So now she has all of the Dothraki on her side, as well as the Unsullied, as well as the other armies, and then so it's her marching back.
She's unstoppable.
So she's marching back to Meereen. Tyrion's having some problems being leader, because he's trying to, keep everyone happy, because everyone's on the brink of war, because they're closing the doing the slavery.
Yeah.
They find out the rich benefactors, the what are they called?
The
rich merchants of Astapor.
That's right.
And they're the ones that are almost like funding like the Sons of the Harpy. Like, this is the rich rebellion saying like, this is what we want. Like, we want her to die because we want our control back.
Yes.
So
evil tyrants.
Yes. So he says to them, like, invites them and says like, you can have, if you have 7 years to abolish it. Like, because it's not going to happen overnight. So then from there we move on, and like Miss Sandy and the Grey Worm are angry because it's like they want it done now, but Tyrion understands like the art of negotiation and like trying to keep a peace between the people and like the crown and the kingdom.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep everyone happy, and it goes sort of well. Varys was there for a bit to help sort of like steady the ship, and then says like, I have to go on this mission.
Yeah.
Like, and how will I know if it's successful? And it's like, well, if you don't see me again, then you'll know that I failed.
Yeah, short and sweet, but yeah.
So yeah, there's a nice little farewell between them. Varys sails off to parts that will be brought back to very soon.
Season 7. Oh.
So, well, no, we'll talk about it in a minute because it's like this is part of this story. So there's Jorah and Daenerys and Dario and all the Dothraki are riding back. She finds Drogon.
She does.
And rides him back to Meereen. While that's happening, there's a bit of an uprising because then the people of Astapor, the rich benefactors, they've come to sort of like cause like a rebellion.
Yeah, cause a scene and
so they've got the ships. They're firing like at the mount in the pyramid. Everything's kicking off, and they're torn between trying to defend the people, but defend the pyramid because that's the only defendable point. And just when everything's getting a bit shaky, the pyramid's shaking. They open the doors and Daenerys walks through.
Yes.
And they're all explaining themselves.
Back.
Yeah, she's like, I'm back, bitches. Back for my kingdom. There's a nice moment like just before that all kicks off with Missandei, Grey Worm and Tyrion.
I love that.
They're talking about jokes. And then like
he's like, oh, have a drink, and they're just like, no, I don't drink.
Then they start drinking and telling jokes.
Amazing, yeah.
And it's when Grey Worm's like says like, that is the worst joke I've ever heard. Like, you told us you hadn't heard what a joke is. He goes, that was a joke.
Yeah. No, I mean,
like Grey Worm.
That was amazing.
That is amazing. So, yes. And then she comes back in, gets the benefactor. She rides, like, so she's in on the dragon, and then she rides off and goes and burns their ships. Like, the other two break out.
Yeah.
Because Tyrion had previously freed them from their chains. They all fly together, burn down all this, like, advancing forces on the boats.
Yeah.
They say to the three of them, like, she said, one of you must die as compensation for your crimes. So they all push forward the middle one, like, oh, please. Yeah, and then he goes onto his knees, like, as Grey Worm comes up with his knife. He's, like, begging for his life. And Grey Worm just slits the throats of the other two.
Yeah.
And Tyrion's like, you will tell, like, of the mercy of the Queen, like, of what the Queen who came to Meereen.
The benefactors of the mercy, that we gave you.
Yes, and then the Sons of the Harpy, like, as they're stabbing people, you hear... like the chants of the Dothraki, and like Dario leads them in, like cuts heads off, like destroys the Sons of the Harpy as like peace starts to, as they just take them out.
Yeah, finally.
And then there's peace, but is there? So after burning, so they've got some ships. They've been painting the sails, and also who arrives? It's the Greyjoys, and they make a pact. It's like, and Daenerys is like, "What do you want?" And it's like, "We only want you to help us get back the Iron Islands." And she's like, I'll do that, but you can't be like raping and pillaging and like stealing. Yeah. But that's our life.
I picked up like a weird thing for Yara and Daenerys.
Oh no, like, I love that.
Yeah. It was weird, but it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, because they say about like what Euron's planning, like, and she goes, I assume your offer comes with no demands for marriage, and Yara just goes, I don't demand, but I'm up for anything really.
Yeah. So I was like, oh damn.
It's like we're just trying to put defeat an uncle who thinks a woman's unfit to be queen, and Daenerys is like, I'm all for that. Yeah,
relatable. Yeah,
that's so relatable. Yeah. So they make a pact so that she gets the Greyjoy ships as well. Varys on his mission has gone with because Elena Tyrell, after like she's got no more heirs left, everyone's dead. Like her son, her grandchildren.
Oh, that's what I forgot where Varys.
And she's meeting with the Martells.
Yeah.
In Dawn, saying like there is vengeance to be had, and they're like, how? And Varys just walks in and goes, fire and blood.
Yeah.
So the Martell forces and the Tyrells have all joined with Daenerys.
Oh,
and then finally, like the last shot of the season is Daenerys and her forces finally sailing to Westeros.
She's got thousands of boats.
She's got the Unsullied, she's got the Dothraki, she's got the Martells, she's got the Tyrells, she's got everyone. She's got the dragons.
Virtually.
They're flying, they're making their advances, and she's on the boat with Missandei, Grey Worm, Tyrion, Jorah.
Greyjoys too. What are
the Unsullied?
No, the Greyjoy, like what they call the Wild Islands, the
Ironborn.
That's it.
Yeah, the Greyjoys are there. Yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah, exactly.
But before she leaves, she tells Dario, because obviously they've been having like a bit of a fling. She says like, I can't take you with me. I can't take a lover to Westeros because I need alliances, and the best form of alliance is marriage. So she leaves Dario and the second sons, like his group, to keep her peace and her reign in Meereen, because
makes sense. Yeah.
So what she's conquered, like she leaves to him and their group. She's like you must rule for me here, Well, I go and take that, and he says like, I know you'll conquer the world.
Yeah, so but good. He said like
Goodbye.
he's obviously bittersweet about it. He's like obviously go have a good life or something like that.
It's like I just want you. Like I don't want no crown. And she's like, I
just
can't take you with me. You
me.
can't just be my mistress. I need like someone to marry to form alliances with and blah
That's
blah
what
blah.
he said. Yeah, that's what he says. Like, oh, I don't care about some sort of idiot. I just want you. Yeah.
So and then it's goodbye Dario and Aharis, and then so him and the second sons will stay in Marine. You don't see him in season 7, so I assume we won't because we don't go back because now everything's in Westeros in season 7.
I don't know what it was about Dario, but I mean,
I love Dario.
I loved him, but I didn't think he was with Daenerys.
You didn't get much discipline as a child. Dario's like no.
Yeah, no.
But yeah.
Okay.
So so they set sail. She's finally on her way.
Finally. Everyone's on their way.
Brandon in Westeros.
Yeesh. Branny Bran. I mean, what? As much as I love, well, I don't love him, but as much as he does stuff in his season, half of it is sort of down to him though.
Bran is back. He's had a haircut. He's taller. Puberty's hit him.
Yeah.
He's learning the ways from the Three-Eyed Raven, like where he was left off at the end of season 4, and which includes not just walking, but he can go like back. He can see everything, like everything that has happened, everything that can happen, everything that is happening now in different places.
He can essentially time travel.
So he's seeing visions of like his family when they were young, like his dad, his Uncle Benjen, and his aunt Lyanna.
Yeah. Yeah.
So seeing that, and it's like, no, you can't stay too long, like in any place, because you'll drown. He sees how the White Walkers were created from the Tree People because there was a war on, so they put dragon glass through the heart of a man who turns to the first White Walker, the Night King. Which starts it off.
Goddamn. Goddamn Tree People.
Sees a vision where he sees the Night King, and then the Night King touches him, and because he's touched him, his magic is now in, which means that they can into the cave.
Yeah, they can find him.
And as the cold's advancing, like he's stuck in a vision with the Three-Eyed Raven.
Back at home, isn't he? Yeah.
Back in like when she's and Mira's shouting like, Bran, like you've got to walk into Hodor now. Walk into Hodor now. Like she puts him on the thing, and so he's walking into Hodor while in a vision. Because he finds out that Hodor used to be called Willis, a simple stable boy, big and strong, who was there during like the early days of Ned and the family, and really heartbreaking scene when he turns into Hodor, and like so he walked into Hodor to help them get the door open, and then because as the White Walkers are coming, like the Tree People sacrifice themselves, burn it down.
Like grenades they have, and it blows. I load them up, but then there's so many of them.
The Night King kills the Three-Eyed Raven. You see him like disperse, like Voldemort style in the vision, because like you are like as much as Bran says he's not ready, it's like it's too late. Like you have to do this now, and Bran's the one that caused it. So
I mean that's what I mean. He's an idiot. Bran is an idiot.
He is, but we're not done, because as he's walked into Willis to control Hodor in the present, so the Echo, as Mira tells, because he's the strongest, like because the door won't close, she says, "Hold the door."
Hold the door.
And he walks. So she's taking him off. So Hodor holds it back, and that goes through. Willis starts having a seizure and starts saying, "Hold the door, hold the door, hold the door, Hodor," and it's so tragic because then Bran has caused. From the future in the past, Bran from the future has caused Hodor from the past to become Hodor in the present,
all the way to his death. Yeah.
And it's just like really sad because that's where he was all. It's like two things. Like that's where he was always going. That was his destiny to hold the door. So him being Hodor there caused him to become Hodor when he was a child.
Jesus, I mean. So
that sends him mad. So he can only say Hodor because he was saying hold the door through the vision. Which then leads him to hold the door as an adult in the present, and is killed by the White Walkers, saving Bran and Mira, holding them off.
That was probably the one that felt the for me. That was probably the one that hit me the most.
That was so
because I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, I never expected Hodor, and then it's just gone. And that's halfway through the season.
I just wasn't even expecting a story for Hodor. That's the thing as well.
No, because he was just sort of there. But it's like a nice bit of backstory, there was all that, and then
a good story.
Then no more.
The tragic.
Gallifrey Falls, no more. And then so Mira they're getting surrounded by White Walkers again.
That should happen with the War Doctor, and that's why the Ninth forgets that he saved Gallifrey, because he hears no more, no more as he's regenerating. And
there's a simple reason why he doesn't remember. It's because Russell T Davies didn't know that Stephen Moffat was going to do that.
And he hears no more.
No more. They get to another weaver tree in the middle. No, they get to they're in the middle of the forest, and the White Walkers are advancing on them. Then a mysterious figure on a horse rides out with the fire mace thing and just kills loads of them. Takes Bran and Mira on the horse and rides off. And it's
who is this figure?
It's Uncle Benjen, who they said was lost because he was attacked by White Walkers on a raiding party.
Never came back.
Has had dragon glass through his heart.
Yeah, and he
looked
he looked pretty dead.
So it keeps him alive, but he can't pass on the other side of the wall because of the ancient magic that resides within it. So he has he's staying here. He says I'll keep fighting the fight for as long as I can, doing whatever I can. Yeah. Saves Bran, leaves them in a safe place. He goes back into the tree, and when a vision he was at earlier, when is the tower, the fight at the tower between because it was part of Robert's rebellion, when Ned was sent to recapture Lyanna Stark, who was kidnapped by Rhaegar Targaryen, which you'll find out whether that was a kidnapping or not next season in another vision.
Oh god! Okay.
So she was as far as we know in this season.
Yeah, kidnapped.
She was kidnapped by Rhaegar and then left in the tower, and so she goes. So Ned and forces there's Arthur Dane stuff like that, and Bran realizes that's not what Father said happened, because he only beats him because someone else stabs the knight through the back. So then Ned kills him.
Yes.
And we'd seen bits of that, and then now we see him up the scream, and then he runs up the tower, sees Lyanna covered in blood in bed. I've missed you, brother. And then there's a baby. And as we know,
who's the baby?
But as we know, when Ned went off Robert's rebellion, he had no children and came back with another woman's child in his arms.
Who is he?
So and you can hear her say, you find out the rest of the conversation later, but you can hear her say, if Robert finds out, he'll kill him. You know he will. You have to promise me, Ned.
Him.
Promise me, and you get and it's such a good reveal, because it's Ned holding the baby and the eyes open, the big brown eyes, and it just snap cuts to just Jon Snow's face.
Yes, and it's
yeah, so we know that Jon Snow might not be who he says he is, but he doesn't know, because all he's known is
Jon Targaryen. Then his name
no,
ain't
he'd be
Jon.
Sand.
His name ain't Jon.
His name, because southern bastards are called Sand.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but he's a Targaryen. Because Thingy, Lyanna and Targaryen, kidnapped, because you kind of gave that away. They obviously had a secret affair. They got married, and therefore he's a Targaryen.
I will say one quote from season 7 from Bran.
From Bran, yeah.
Okay, so that was all Robert's Rebellion. Robert's Rebellion was built on a lie.
Oh,
he didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her.
Oh, yeah, exactly, because they had a secret.
Loved her.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because he's basically Jon Targaryen.
Oh, no, he's not.
But he ain't even Jon.
No. You find out his real name. Literally the last thing of
season 7.
Season 7 is
his name.
He's he's never been a bastard. His name is
something
Targaryen. Something. And he's the rightful heir to something or other.
He's a Targaryen. He's a freaking Targaryen. Jon Targaryen.
But yeah, so it's Jon, who we find out his heritage might be a bit off. But, so, the Battle of the Bastards, the big thing.
Oh, yes.
So, the small army that's half the size gathered the force. They also, we forgot that Osha and Rickon are captured.
Yeah, because they randomly came back. Yeah, good to see them.
They get captured out in the north, and Osha gets killed by Ramsay. He keeps Rickon because Rickon's a trueborn Stark.
He's the last.
And so he's because they don't know where Bran is, and obviously Sansa's a girl.
Hostage.
Rickon is his best claim to keeping Winterfell. So he says I've got your brother, come and see. Sends him this really horrid thing of I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And
bring my wife home.
The forces are there. They meet, and there's a bit because they meet before the fight, and Sansa goes, "You're gonna die tomorrow, Lord Bolton. Sleep well."
Yeah.
And I love that, like, 10-year-old
Yeah.
Lyanna Mormont's there just on her horse, just like, yeah, I don't care, man. Then the fight happens, like, it's one of the best scenes, like, that whole thing.
It's
like,
beautiful.
how good is that?
That episode is amazing.
So, the forces are on either side of the battlefield. Ramsay brings out Rick on rope, and, like, you can see John gets off his horse to have a closer look, and, like, the whole point of their plan is because they have the tactics. Like, John's like, we have less numbers. But we need to, like, and Davos like, we need to have the patience. So we did the trenches. We let them come to us.
Yeah, don't do what Ramsay wants him to do.
Yeah, because if you rush into them, they will just demolish us.
Yeah.
But obviously, Ramsay's plan works because he cuts Rickon free and says, "Run to your brother."
Yeah.
The sooner you get to him,
you had
the
to
sooner
play
you
a
get
little
to see him
game.
again.
You had to play a little game.
No, you have to run.
Yeah.
Those are the rules. And he brings out a bow and arrow, and Rickon just starts running. And, like, you do the first arrow, he, like, completely misses. Does another one, it's getting more tense, like zoom. And John falls for it.
He realises what's going on.
John's like, I need to get... Like, John falls for it. So he draws John out like he wants. So he gets on his horse, rides out to meet him. And, like, they're getting closer and closer. And then, like, another one, like, completely misses. Even though he's, like, he's sort of not looking. He's, like, pissing about. And then there's one where he's, like, zoomed in on his face. Like, it's like, this is the one that's going to hit. And it, like, just, like, brushes past Rickon's leg. And then he gets to the shot of, like, John, who's, like, he's riding,
away.
hanging off the horse, like, putting his arm out. And you see, like, the wide shot, just the two of them coming closer and closer together. And just as it cuts to Rickon from the front, and then the arrow just straight through his heart.
Yeah.
And
John, he did!
And it's just, like, when it goes slow-mo, and John's just looking, and then,
He's
like,
just
Davos
his
is
face.
like, we need to go now. Like, you need to be ready to charge now, because he is, like, literally, like, halfway up there, and, like, you could just, like, this is giving me goosebumps talking about it, because, like, it's one of the best things. And then when Tormund's just like, he just goes, don't. But John is, like, fucked off, and, like, you just see, like, and then they're all firing arrows because now he's within range of Ramsay's army. So he just like kicks off the horse and just, like, charges at Ramsay. And then, like, Davos is like, prepare to charge, go, follow your command. And then Tormund's leading all the wildlings.
It's just that shot of John by himself taking off. He's
You wanna
unsheathing
fight?
with the sword. He's unsheathing
his
his
horse
sword.
gets shot down and he's on his own. He just looks up and it pans around and you just see them charging at him. And then he just pulls out Longclaw. And it's the music. It's so sad and dramatic. And it's in slow-mo. And just as he's about to swing, as you just see thousands of horses charging him. His forces charging to them. There's horses dying. There's spears everywhere. There's just pain and death.
And suffering.
And then Davos is still at the back with the archers, and he's like, "No, we'll just kill our own men. Stand down." But Ramsay don't care. Ramsay don't give a fuck. He's got twice the size of the army. He's killing his own people. He's killing John's people.
Yeah, he's a savage.
And, like, you've got one the last giant, like, kicking ass, and he's, like, taking arrows and spears, and then, like, they take down, like, there's a big wall of bodies.
Yeah.
And then Ramsay sends down Lord Karstark with the rest of the foot soldiers who surround. And I love Davos's line, because they're like, we may as well be taking shits back here. He takes his sword out, and then they just charge.
Taking shits, yeah.
And it's like all of them, like, gathered, the ones that are left, like, in, like, the body pile, and then they're, like, surrounded on the sides by there's like two rows of, like, bolt and shields, and they're bringing spears down, slowly advancing, stabbing them, like, getting rid of them. Like, they're trying to fight them off. Like, one is like Tormund keeps, like, jumping on people, like, pulling people out, stabbing them, almost gets shanked. They're like trying to pull back, like, advance backwards, and someone tries to climb the pile of bodies. And then Karstark and his forces are coming from that way and then coming in over the top, so they're literally getting pincered in. And, like, as John is about to fight Karstark, and then he gets trampled as everyone's just trying to escape and trying to, like, just save himself. And that scene is horrible because he can't, like, it's getting more muffled.
It is horrible.
And he can't breathe, and he's literally like being
episode is horrible.
literally being trampled. And he's like, I can't breathe, and then just at the end he pulls himself up, like, as everyone's squashed in, and he's like. But, like, Tormund's, like, fighting Karstark, like, really pinned down, and they're, like, punching each other. Like, Tormund's got, like, a broken nose. But then it's the horn. Like, literally, that scene made me cry. Like, when I first watched it, because, like, you hear, like, the faint horn.
Yeah, very
because
quiet.
Sansa wrote a note before the battle.
To Littlefinger.
And you just hear the horn, and then you just see, in slow motion, the Knights of the Vale, and you just see Jon's face, and I was just like, oh my god! As the Knights of the Vale ride in, and, like, Sansa and Littlefinger
I was
are
watching
there.
this whole episode, not crying, but I was just sitting there going, My mouth was constantly open. I could have had flies in there for all I know. It could have been like...
Oh no, fully like that bit. That's the only bit that gets me because it's like,
yeah, it's just...
and then like you just see Jon's face. Like Jon looks so relieved. Like the Knights of the riding, cut down all the ones with the shields. Like one's like still beating on people. That beautiful giant, and Ramsay's like, oh god,
yeah.
And like he rides back to Winterfell, and you see Jon, Tormund, and one. They run up. They're running after him
on
and
foot.
So like. And it's just like their army's gone. It's like, but so is ours. Like, well, all we've got to do is wait. And then like one like while getting shot and having spears thrown at him, breaks through the barrier door at Winterfell, runs in, and then he's just like on his knees. And all of Jon's people come in, all the ones that are left, like, and some of the Knights of the Vale, cut down some more of Ramsay's forces. And then like he's having a moment with one, and one gets shot through the eye and dies.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to Ramsay. Ramsay's the one that fired the arrow.
Because then he suddenly turns around and he's like, oh, you know what? I sort of declined, but a one-to-one combat.
Yeah, because before, like they said, like thousands of people don't have to die. Jon's like, only one of us. Let's just settle this the old way, me versus you.
Yeah, Ramsay's
like, I don't know if I would beat you because they talk like you're the greatest swordsman that ever walked, but I know my army will defeat yours.
Yeah.
And then Ramsay's like, you suggested 1-on-1, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I've reconsidered, and then like starts firing arrows at Jon. Jon just like takes the arrows through the shield, like keeps getting up to him, and then just beats the crap out of him.
Pounding.
Like he's just bleeding, and just like, and then he just looks up and sees Sansa, and he's like, no, he leaves it for her. Where is he? Like they bury Rickon in the crypt of his father, and Ramsay's down in the cells.
Yeah.
And because he'd mentioned his dogs that he hadn't fed
for a week.
Like, my dogs won't harm me. And Sansa goes, I haven't fed them in 7 days. You said so yourself. Yeah, exactly. Now they're just starving. And then they rip into Ramsay, just like,
he goes,
shit. Sansa, is this where I'll be staying now? The dogs just rip into him, and then he's just bleeding, and it's just like, oh my god.
Well, a gruesome death for a gruesome bastard.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
It is.
And then the bit when they take down like the Bolton like banners fall, and then they fly the Stark ones again. Like, literally, when I watched that when that came out, I literally was like, yes.
Yes.
So back in control, and so now we cut back to that scene where it cuts from baby in the tower to Jon's face. So he's at the meeting. Like all the other northern houses now have rallied to and come to Winterfell.
Right. Yeah.
And saying like this is like the war is over. Winter has come. Like we have to ride home and wait out the storms. And Jon's like, I've seen the enemy. They won't wait out the storm. They will bring it. Mm-hmm. Like we are not safe. We are not done. And like everyone's sort of like murmuring, doesn't really know what to believe because he's still like one of the only people that's seen a White Walker for now.
Oh great! Great.
And Mormont. Lady Mormont talks to Lord Manderley, like Lord Glover and stuff like that, saying like you refused the call, like when like you swore allegiance to House Stark, or, like Roose Bolton like murdered your father, like he fought for Robb, like he was butchered at the Red Wedding and none of you came. And she's like, but House Mormont remembers, the North remembers, because in season 5 she sent like Mormont. They tried to get House Mormont onto the side of Stannis, and she sends him a thing going, we know no king, but the king in the North, whose name is Stark. I don't care if he's a bastard. Ned Stark's blood runs through his veins.
The king in the North.
And then like Lord Manderley's like, because they declared Jon king of the North in season 1. It's like, my son fought for Robb. I never thought we'd find another king. And it's like, Jon Snow avenged the Red Wedding. He is the White Wolf, the king in the North. Lord Glover, who you'd seen him talk to earlier, who had said, no, like the Boltons helped me get my house back. I took you in out of respect for your father, but I am not fighting your war. He goes like, that was wrong of me, and I will regret that until the day I die. But there will be more fights to come.
Yes.
House Glover will stand behind House Stark, as it has done for 1,000 years. And I will stand behind Jon Snow. The King of the North!
King of the North!
And then everyone's just trying to King of the North. And Jon, because the whole plan was, Jon was like, I'm not a Stark, so like I'll have mother and father's thing for you because you're a true thing. But like he gets declared King of the North, so he is the leader. And as much as Sansa didn't really care, because she just wanted her home back, but like she had Littlefinger whispering in her ear, like, you will be Wardeness, like I see myself with you, like on the throne, which is a bit creepy because he only fancies her because she looks like her mother.
Wait, what? Say that again.
When when Littlefinger's like, the only thing I see, she's like, it's a pretty picture, but like.
No. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's
and Littlefinger's in the corner, just sort of like, because Jon's now like thingy, and it's almost like he's trying it. He does try and turn some Starks against each other in the next season.
Oh no!
but we'll see how that one goes. So Jon is king in the north. All the northern people are on his side. Daenerys is riding west with a shitload of people.
Exactly, the most people, yeah.
Oh yeah,
finally.
She will land, I think she's aiming for Dragonstone or Casterly Rock.
Oh damn.
But Dragonstone is where she was born, obviously, because that's where her family originally lived.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's sailing for that.
No one's at Dragonstone now, aren't they?
No, because that's where Stannis was.
Yeah. Oh, and then he did. Yeah. So they'll take that. Okay.
Yeah. So the Lannisters, Cersei's she's now the queen. All of her children are dead. Jaime's not very happy because he's like, "What did I miss?"
Yeah. He's just like, "Bloody
we forgot about Walder Frey because Arya arrived home because
the end of Arya.
They're here, my lord. And then she cuts. She's like with Walder Frey. She's like one of the maidens, and then. It's like, but they're already here because he called them for his sons. Like, she baked them into a pie and like he'd eat them, and then she takes off her like one of the many faces, and it's Arya, and she goes, "The last thing I want you to know is to start watching down on you while you die," and then slits his throat, and that's like
such a moment. Yeah.
So now, like the Bolton's defeated, the Frey's defeated, the Red Wedding is avenged.
It is.
So Arya is back in Westeros
finally,
but. She doesn't know where Sansa and Jon are. She doesn't know where Bran is.
One thing we didn't mention that Sandor, the Hound, we didn't mention him.
Oh yes, very good point. Yeah, so we'll wrap it up with this. Yeah, so Arya's back, Jon and Sansa back at home at Winterfell. You've got Cersei and that at King's Landing. You've got Daenerys coming her way with basically half of literally almost everyone.
Yeah.
Yep. Sandor Clegane, who was left for dead, gets the only cold open episode of the series because you see a man with the free folk. They're building a sept with what's his name? Something Black, like the guy who plays his friend because he's playing the dad in Hellboy.
I know who you mean.
Who's Odin from American Gods, and he's great. Google it. Yeah. I'll keep talking. So they're building a set. They're all working together, and you see like the people carrying like tree trunks, and you see a man carrying one on his own, and it just turns around, and it's Sandor Clegane, who has taken almost a peace vow, and is like he's not raising his fists again after he was left for dead. He's being reborn, as like he's trying to like bring peace until these raiders come, and then while he's out getting wood, like all of his friends have been killed, like all the innocent people, and his friend hanged from the Septon, and he goes after him with an axe, kills them all, apart from he can't find 3 of them, like the 3 instigators that rode in on horses asking for their food and stuff like that. He finds them, and he also bumps into old Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Muir,
good old Beric,
and the Brothers Without Banners, who are killing them for the crimes they just committed, and they let Sandor hang 2 of them.
Septon Ray, Ian McShane.
Ian McShane. Bloody amazing. Yeah, he gets killed off, hanged, and they let Sandor for his last, hang 2 of them, and then they get Sandor to join them because they've got, there's a quest from the Lord of Light, and they need to head north.
Yeah, everyone's
so Sandor, the Brotherhood Without Banners, heading north.
Daenerys is heading.
Bran is still north of the Wall for now.
Yeah, because he's still paralysed and stuff.
Yeah,
he's just there.
Jon, Sansa, Littlefinger, all the North, they're Winterfell, the North is reunited, sort of.
Yeah, for the most part.
For how long? But a lot to come in season 7, and I cannot wait. And then when this episode comes out, we're a week away. Like the NYC premiere we saw on Twitter was yesterday. I can't wait.
I can't. But then I think after season 7, just because I don't want to watch it week after week,
well, I'm going to be talking about it on here.
Brief break. We'll talk.
We'll talk about it on here every week. Well, I am.
Okay. Good, fine. Yeah, you could just tease me. Don't.
I mean, I'm going to go into detail.
You are going to go into detail.
Because Matt will probably be back by then. Hopefully.
Well, I'll just try and block my ears. Maybe I don't know. I'll read stuff. I'll know some stuff, but I'll sit down and watch it when it's the last week. And watch it all in one go, because I want to have a bit of a life back.
You're brave. But, yes, until then, there is but 1 episode left of season 7 in 7 seasons in 7 weeks.
I feel like a changed man doing this.
It's a bit of a long one this week. So that's season 6.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
It is 10 out of 10, yeah. Just amazing.
Where it leaves everyone. And we'll pick that up next week. And hopefully we'll have seen... I didn't talk about us this week, but...
No.
Talk about that next week. We'll go into... Shazam spoilers next week.
Yes.
Because, it's a bit long.
We will do Shazam next week.
Madam then more people have seen it by the time we record it, because it'll have been out for a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing left to do but bid you adieu.
Bid you adieu.
Yes. Goodbye, Connor. Thank you for joining me once again on this never-ending quest to fill the internet with nonsense.
Exactly. To the King of the North.
Hold the door.